What is up, guys? Troy here, and welcome to the second episode of a special edition of Battlefield My Thoughts. Yesterday we talked about the Battlefield 4 reveal trailer, and today we're actually going to talk about PCs and consoles. Now, I want to apologize in advance, this video is a little long, but I have quite a few good points I want to get across, and I really appreciate you if you guys really stick around for the whole video. Now, the reason I decided to do this video in the first place was really my growing dissatisfaction with the current generation of consoles. I've been really dissatisfied with the way the separate console makers have been going, becoming more entrenched into their own business practices, and just the lazy development on game developers, and I don't feel that the gaming experience that I once had with previous generation of consoles is there in this generation. This is my fifth gaming console. I've had the PlayStation 1 and 2 before my PlayStation 3. I also had the Nintendo GameCube and the original Nintendo Entertainment System. And I'm really at the point of dropping consoles altogether and jumping over to the PC side exclusively. If you're in the same position, then this video is for you. Now, first off, I'm going to start off with linking two websites that are really essential. The first website is Gamers Nexus. Now, this is a website that has PC news on both the hardware side and software side, reviews of new hardware and software, a great informative forum with a great PC community behind it, and different monthly PC builds fitting different budgets. My personal gaming PC is actually based off two hybrid builds from early 2012. So that's a really great site to really jump in and learn how to build a PC. The next site is called PC Part Picker. Now, this site basically lets you choose each individual component of your PC. It'll list the certain components like your motherboard, your CPU, your GPU, your case, your storage. And when you click on each individual part, it'll list a whole multitude of different brands and makes and models, and you as the user can pick and choose what components you want in your build. And once you have those core parts for your build, PC Part Picker will show you a total price, including the shipping, the different discounts that you can receive by shopping at certain websites. It will show if there are any compatibility issues with certain parts, because sometimes you can have that problem when building a PC. And it even shows the total wattage in terms of the power consumption that your PC will consume. So it's a really fantastic website if you really want to get in and kind of play around with the different parts and build your own PC based on your own budget that you have in mind. There are some other websites. I'm going to link quite a few more websites in the description. One of the best websites for games, besides Steam. Steam is actually a client that you sign up for and you download. But one of the best websites for games is actually called GameFanshop.com. Now, me personally, as a YouTuber, I'm a big fan of InTheWorks Media, who's another Battlefield YouTuber. He's actually one of my probably top 3 Battlefield YouTubers out there. If you haven't seen his content, check it out. GameFanshop.com is actually a really great site where you can get really discounted PC games that directly support InTheWorks Media. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He's quite laid back like me and has some of the same attitudes and opinions and beliefs in gaming in general. So definitely check out that site. It's where I actually bought premium for Battlefield 3 on the PC side. It only cost me like $20 or $30 at the time when I bought it. But I'm going to link quite a few different websites in the description, and we're going to kind of go over those in a little bit. But I first wanted to go over 4 big things, both good and bad, that concern me as a PC gamer and as a gamer in general. The first one is control. Now, when it comes to why I like PC more than console, the big thing that PC gives me that consoles do not is control. As a gamer, I control my user experience. I cannot get that with consoles by their very nature. Consoles are a very closed environment, form of entertainment, where you're pretty much at the whim of the console manufacturer, whether it's Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. They're not upgradable other than maybe the hard drive. I'm not sure about Nintendo, but definitely Microsoft and Sony's offerings in the console market, you can upgrade the hard drive. But I like the choice of choosing to upgrade when I want to upgrade what parts I want to use. It's my money. I want to be able to decide which company and which products get my money. Where can I get the most bang for my buck? And I really can't get that with consoles. The only control I really have over consoles is which one I buy, which games I buy, and when I play them. That's about it. I have pretty much total 100% control over my own gaming experience when it comes to the PC side. To give you a huge example, I think the worst company when it comes to limiting the control of the user would have to be Apple. Apple is probably the worst culprit when it comes to limiting control of the user experience, even more so than Sony and Microsoft with their respective consoles. This is how bad Apple's become in lack of user control. The 2013 MacBook Pros, they're top-of-the-line laptops, which cost well over $2,000. They have the SD RAM, which is the system memory, soldered directly onto the motherboard. And this is unheard of in the PC tech world. Now, to be fair, laptops, by their very nature and their form factor, are limited in terms of their upgradability. But normally with a laptop, you can upgrade the memory, you can upgrade the hard drive. Some laptops you can even put a solid-state drive in to have a lot faster boot times. But the fact is, with the 2013 MacBook Pros, with the memory being directly soldered onto the motherboard, you really have no control when you want to upgrade. Apple has basically forced you to drop another $2,000 on a brand new computer if you need more memory. That is insane. And that's basically the direction that the console manufacturers are going towards. If I want a better PlayStation, I can't upgrade my PlayStation 3. I have to buy a PlayStation 4, and the thing's going to be $500 when it comes out. I don't want to buy a whole new PlayStation. I want to be able to make the PlayStation I have right now better. Get more money out of it. I paid over $200 for my PlayStation, which is really, really cheap. Mind you, I bought it 5 years after it came out. But still, that lack of control is one of the things that just really irritates me about the console side of gaming. And I feel that the console makers, especially Sony and Microsoft, since they compete directly against each other, are becoming more entrenched with their proprietary software and hardware and their networks. That it creates this massive divide in gaming that the PC community does not experience. I would like to see gaming unified, basically, not all one platform, but the gaming experience is very rife with division between the console manufacturers because of a lack of control, and that's one of the biggest problems I have with this generation. It's gotten even more of a closed environment than previous generations, and I feel that it is only going to get worse as newer consoles come out. But speaking, I mentioned price, and that's going to be the second topic I want to talk about is price. One of the big arguments I hear from the console players is they say, it costs thousands upon thousands of dollars to build a PC and get into PC gaming. And really, I just want to put a stop to that argument, and that is not true. That's a huge myth and misconception. I don't know where a lot of console players have gotten that argument. Now, it is true that a few parts are a little pricey. Really high-end graphics cards can still be a little pricey, but they're dropping. CPU prices are dropping. Cases are so cheap. Solid-state drives are still a little bit up there in terms of the high-end priciness, but those are soon to come down, and I certainly will pick up a solid-state drive. But one of the biggest things about price, there's two real facets to this. It's really hardware and software. PC just has the market hands down in terms of software. Games, brand new, I can buy AAA games brand new, as long as I'm not pre-ordering them months before they're released. I can buy brand new games on the PC side, digital download, for less than what it's going to cost on the console side. That physical media, which I think is going to die eventually in the future, costs a lot more money than just a digital download. I do not have to pay $60, $70 per game on the PC side. That is true, I will be spending $70 to pre-order Battlefield 4 for the PlayStation, for the PC. But other than that game, pretty much all my games are really, really cheap, and there's a ton of free-to-play games that you don't really have on the PlayStation side, or on the console side in general. And another thing about the games brings me to their networks. Everybody knows with Xbox Live you have to pay Xbox Live to even access the online features of the Xbox. On top of paying for those features separately, like say Hulu Plus or Netflix, paying for the game, paying for the console, and on top of paying for your actual internet service provider. A lot of PlayStation fans tend to trump up the PlayStation Network as an alternative to that, and I really don't see the PlayStation Network as being any better than Xbox Live. And I think the main reason is PlayStation Plus. Now, I was a member of PlayStation Plus for 9 months. I paid the $18 every 3 months plan, I believe. I believe they have a $50, $40 or $50 plan for a whole year. But the thing is, with PlayStation Plus, you pay your introductory offer to become a PlayStation Plus member, and there's some free games, but most of them are just discounted. So you have to pay on a per-game basis. And once you quit being a member of PlayStation Plus, you no longer have access to those games. And I actually had someone say to me, well, if you're a member of Netflix and you quit paying for Netflix, you no longer have access to those movies. And that's true, but I only paid to be a member of Netflix. I never paid to be a member of Netflix and then paid on a per-movie basis. So even though you're paying money to basically buy that game, it's not your game. I don't have that on the PC side. One of the biggest game clients on the PC side is Steam. Steam is totally free to be a member of Steam. You just put in your email, password, you're a member of Steam, you download the client. Now I have to pay on a per game basis, but that's all I'm paying for is the games. And the sales are just astronomical. They still want $40 or $50 for the digital download version of Battlefield 3 on the PlayStation Network. I paid $12 to download Battlefield 3, the base game, off of Origin, and Origin's nowhere near as good as Steam. So there's really no contest when it comes to price. And I want to talk about the hardware side. We talked about software, we talked about the hardware side. I'm actually going to link a PC build that I built myself. It's less than $400, and it's a basic introductory budget gaming PC that I built on PC Part Picker. I built it about a week and a half ago, so I believe it was $360 when I built it. And it went up to like $380. I believe it got up to $402. The prices tend to fluctuate, but I believe it would drop down to about a little over $370. And this is the core system. It doesn't have the display or the mouse and keyboard, so that does cost extra. But this is the basic core system for a gaming PC that will most likely outperform the next PlayStation, the next Xbox, and be at least $100 cheaper. And you'll have a huge, massive library of games already there. I don't have to get the PlayStation 4 and then sit around and wait for a slew of good titles to come in, because PlayStation 4 will not be backwards compatible. I don't have that with the PC side. For a low price, $300 to $400, you can get a gaming PC and instantly have a massive the largest library of games of any gaming platform. No console can come close. Certainly the price is certainly in favor of the PC. It may seem like quite a large investment, but what else are you going to do with that $500? Buy a PlayStation 4? Are they going to have maybe 2 or 3 good titles on launch day? Got to wait 6 months before any really, really good titles come down the pipeline. PlayStation's is 3 for 3 for really crappy launch titles. Nintendo's been the leader of great launch titles for their system. PlayStation hasn't. So really, it's really best if you're talking from a price standpoint. PC cannot be beat in both the hardware and the software side. You don't have to spend $5,000 to make a great gaming PC. You can make a great gaming PC for $300 to $600, depending on your different peripherals and what you have for your budget and what your ultimate goal is. Of course, it might be a little bit more expensive if you want to stream, record, encode, edit, render, and build a YouTube channel. That might be a little bit more pricey, but just to have a great gaming experience, price is really not an issue at all, really, with the PC side. And I really kind of want to set that straight. A lot of console gamers out there seem to be scared of price. Speaking of scared, one of the biggest things I think that holds PCs back from gaining even more ground that they have is a lot of people have a natural aversion to learning new technology. And I think this really does hurt PCs. Much more than consoles. Consoles are pretty much a plug-and-play option. You don't really have to learn anything other than that game, and you're good to go. With the PC side, you kind of have to learn a little bit about putting a PC together, and it seems scary. It's, you know, if you've never done it before. I mean, I remember being a 10-year-old kid, and my mom asking me to set the clock on her VCR because she didn't know how to do it. You know, much less try to build a PC. It seems like you don't want to have to learn all this new technology, and it's really a lot simpler than it seems. When I first got into YouTube, I knew nothing about video editing, but I was able to get on YouTube, talk to other YouTubers, find a whole slew of tutorials. I'll show you how to do basic editing and rendering with different platforms, software platforms, things of that nature. And the same goes for building a PC and learning new technology. There's a ton of videos, a ton of great sites with great, well-rounded communities backing them up that you can't really get on the console side. So, I mean, wanting to learn new technology is really great, but I think that is one of the big detriments to PC is I think it holds the PC back, is people not wanting to learn new technology. And to give you an example of how bad it actually is, there was actually a person told me one time, they used to work at Best Buy, had a woman come in buying a new Xbox for her son and didn't know how to set it up. So she asked the sales associate to show her how to set it up. So, you know, he plugs the HDMI cable in, plugs the power cable in, flips the TV input, powers on the system. Totally showed her how to do it, 3-4 easy steps. She still wanted to pay Best Buy to send people out to her house to hook it up for her. That's how bad people's natural aversion to technology is. I mean, if you're tech savvy at all, you probably have that one or two family members that call you whenever their computer slows down or crashes, and you've got to go fix it. I certainly have quite a few people in my family like that, and it gets really annoying. And I wish people would take the time to learn this, because it's really easy. I mean, it's not rocket science, and there's a ton of there's a huge wealth and ton of information out there to really help you along the way. Now on to my fourth and final topic about PCs. This is probably for me at least, right behind control of the user experience, mods. I'm actually going to link a website where I get all my mods for my various video games, and this is not all necessarily consoles' fault. Consoles are technologically capable of mods. Why? If you've ever downloaded DLC for any of your favorite games on the console side, that's all mods are. Mods are community-built DLC that is 100% free, $0. One of the big reasons, it's not something you can blame really on Sony and Microsoft for the console side not having mods. A lot of it's the developers and publishers. They want to be able to get as much money from the consumer as possible. So yeah, that's why DLC costs money. That's also why EA will not release mod tools for the Battlefield series anymore. The older Battlefield games had mod tools. All my Command & Conquer games have mod tools. I get all my mods from moddb.com, and it's just a fantastic site. Genius mod makers out there that just make a whole slew of mods for all the big games, and it really breathes new life into older games. You can get weapon packs for your favorite shooters, maps, character skins. If they can think of it, they'll make it, and it's moddable. It'll be out there to get. It's the second biggest reason that I think why I prefer PC is the mod community. Just a great community of mod makers out there. I recently downloaded the Arsenal mod for Battlefield Vietnam. It adds a couple of new game modes, adds a bunch of new weapons, new factions, new game modes, vehicles. There's a Counter-Strike game mode. So it's just, you take an old game and just play the hell out of it because these new mods. It's just fun as hell. I recently downloaded a map pack. It cost me like 6 megs of hard drive space, and it's like 30 new maps made by the community, made by fans of Command & Conquer Generals. So that's 30 new maps I can play on that I've never played before. You cannot get that on consoles. And the really sad thing about it is the consoles are technologically capable of mods. They are. And a lot of it has to do with the developers and publishers, not so much the console manufacturers like Sony and Microsoft. That's why, the different developers and publishers put out DLC for the various games, because those companies like EA and DICE, they don't get money off these mods. DICE is not getting any money from this Battlefield Vietnam Arsenal mod. So they see that as kind of a threat to their business model. And that's why consoles will never have mods, really. And it's really sad. And if you really want to experience gaming to its fullest, especially your favorite games, mods are the way to go. I remember playing Rogue Spear with a movie weapons pack skin that basically added a lot of guns from different famous movies. I was playing with playing Rainbow Six Rogue Spear with like the pulse rifle from Aliens, the guns from Starship Troopers, all these famous movie exclusive guns that you only see in certain movies. Mod makers get creative with these things, and I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of console gamers are missing out on, and I don't ever see mods coming to the console side. But that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I mainly wanted to give my thoughts and opinions and really kind of nudge people to get into the PC side. I think once you go PC, there's really no point in ever going back to console. It's just so much better. The experience is so much more rich and more full. Certainly for a lot of great upcoming games on PC. Very few downsides to PC gaming, and I've really been dissatisfied with the directions the console manufacturers and developers and publishers of console games have been going, and I really want to have a more rich and more full gaming experience. So I really hope that more people get into PC gaming and it can breathe life and kind of unify gaming is what I'd like to see. I really don't like this walled off, closed environment that the other console manufacturers are going towards, and creating a big divide of gamers and gaming. I really appreciate you guys watching the rest of the video. Take care, and thanks always, guys.